Hello everyone. I am going to be trying out Script Inspector 3. Kind of sick of going back to Visual Studio all the time and going back and forth, so I wanted to see if this was a better experience. I'm pretty skeptical, I won't lie, but I wanted to try it out because I'm having trouble getting NUnit working outside of the editor in Visual Studio Code. And so just figuring out what the heck is going on there is weird. I might need to go to Writer to have a really good unit testing experience. I assume that it's a bit better than what I've been experiencing. So here we go. So we have a whole bunch of stuff here. Sure. I have my Git repo all committed, so I can just roll this back if I don't want to continue this way. But we'll try and mess with some stuff while we're here. All right, does it work right away? Ah, it does. Fascinating. Okay, so I started writing some unit tests earlier and some supporting classes, and I just wanted to see what this is like. So I just saved. Ah, yeah, see, it's just like alt tabbing. So it's it is a editor tab you can have. You can just dock it to things. Yeah. So that did kind of ruin it for me though already. Is if I have to wait for it to build in Unity every time I save, it's just the same thing as alt tabbing. So that might not fix it for me. Your task is sleep. So one thing that I noticed is that it seems like Script Inspector builds faster. However, I don't think I'm getting a whole lot of menu options, maybe. Go to definition, find all references, open at line 8. Yeah, I wonder if some of the I mean, there's probably no refactoring tools in here, right? Selection, open at line 11. Yeah, so if I wanted to move it into a class or rename it as a class, control dot, whoops. Not a lot of that. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty interesting. So the editor is really fast. So I can like add a property and save, and it'll compile and reload, right? Um, and that I think is a little bit faster than going to the line, for example, and maybe making a third property and coming back. I think waiting for this takes a long time because it's constantly going back to Unity for that. So for maybe simple changes, uh, and then they have a shortcut, Control Enter, so open at the line. That'll take you into the pre-programmed IDE. So it just puts another step in between you and jumping into the IDE each time. That's kind of interesting. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna try it for a while. So again, I can go bam bam, save. You don't want to probably save too often because it does still take a while, but then I can just run my unit tests here. Oh, what does this do? So if I say open error line, that's cool. So it brings me in here. Um, it's cannot. Yeah, so I took this recording in many different pieces because I've got some crazy allergies right now. But yeah, so here we go. This is pretty cool. So, bam, just highlights the error, the line. So it says object not set to the instance of an object. And so, ooh, can we extract variables? No, I gotta like control enter into that. Yeah, I get there pretty quick. So like, let's say var tmp GUI equals new game object. And then, oh, I hit save too fast. This is not going to work. You basically have to not hit save every single time. And I don't think I can convince my hands not to do that. So did that return null? And, oh yeah, so there's no breakpoints in here either. So to debug, I'd have to do it somewhere else. It is an editor script. Why is it an editor script? I can't go to that. I can't go to definition, can I? Oh yeah, F12. Yeah. It's just a mono behavior. Ooh, maybe I need to move it in the project. Fascinating. So control enter to get into the IDE. Takes us right there. It's beautiful. And so I am going to move this into its own class. I made that namespace when I was messing with NUnit, which is probably not going to work. All right, so we were in here doing some of these things. And let's see. So it is complaining that these three files are, not maybe traditional scripts. They're editor scripts. So let's just throw them in the root here for now. Move them. Yeah. We go back over here. Everything's redoing. So it takes a long time, but here we are. And we're gonna run the test again and open the line editor. Oh my gosh, it worked. That was weird. So weird. So that's pretty interesting. So if you created a script in the same DLL as the test, a model behavior that you intend to move later, it's not even gonna let you do that until later. Inside NUnit. Super weird. Okay. All right, so we added it. It became a prefab. That prefab theoretically was spawned over and over again, but we don't know whether or not it was actually set in here. It says it had 3 children. And if I get the children, does it have the component on that prefab? Oh, but it could have been null. Expected was level 1. was null. So text was null? That seems really bizarre. Result one. I'm going to say var result one equals that. And we're going to see that come back with blank text, maybe. Run all. Yeah, comes back as null. Is it ever set? I don't think it was ever set. I'm trying to make the level editor. So, bam, F12 to that guy. And we're just saying set level. So we come back over here. Oh, did I like... Did it not even recompile there? Aha, I did that. And now we're stuck waiting. So we have 3 scriptable objects. Oh, because these values weren't ever set. Okay. Property name. Oh. Level name. Come on. Right, it's not gonna work. It does not like me. Oh, because I don't edit. Oh, great. We are going to have to create 3 of those separately. This is a job for Visual Studio. Oh my gosh, I can't save ever. Yes, this is gonna give me bad habits. Control Enter to get into the editor. And then now I have all the beautiful tools that I like to have. Local for level. Ah, that's confusing. Oops. It's gonna go back to 1. Of course it will. So now I can say level 1 dot level name equals level 1. Level 2 dot level name equals level 2. Level 3 dot level name equals level 3. Bam. Okay. Going back to the IDE. Takes forever. Maybe I'm just spoiled. That's really not that bad. Maybe I just need to calm down. All right. Run off. Oh my gosh. Level 1. What was level 3? How in the world? Is this backwards? I bet it's related to, okay, so we said menu.levels. Okay, so we're going to run on enable. What is this? F12. All right, on enable. For each level, we're going to instantiate the prehab. We're going to get the component. We're going to set the level. And then set the parent. So level 1 gets set first. Level 2 gets set after that. Level 3 gets set after that. So yeah, what does that mean? That means that come in backwards. I don't actually know what Unity is going to do there. But for now, let's just say 2, 1, 0. If this passes, I have some questions. Run those tests. Changing the order. I don't know. Okay, so that still is level 1. It was always level 3. Level 1, level 2, level 3. All right, let's just do 3, level 1. Oh my gosh. Anybody else have allergies out there? It just sucks, man. Level 2 is level 1. So that feels like every scriptable object. Every scriptable object has the same value. Huh. Maybe before they print out everything or something. Okay, so we got an interesting little test here. Level 1, level 2, level 3. We're gonna just go back to 1 and 3 here because this was just to test that. Save that. What was a level? Oh, whoops. Level name. Okay, so those were 3 independent names. Was it none use that level? We go to definition. Come in here. We're just for eaching on those levels. We're getting the component off of the instantiated version of the prefab and then setting it as the parent. All pretty nice stuff. Text Mesh Pro, we're setting the text on there. I'm gonna come back out. We have 3 children. All of them have the exact same name. And then we're just gonna do something fake here. Yeah, this is pretty painful. I want NCrunch style running tests all the time. Fix compilation errors. What are the compilation errors? Clear. Yeah. Oh, I guess we need result 2 to exist before result 1. That'd help. Level 3. Okay. So we think that those are 2 different children. Returns the transform child by index. I think that's coming back with the same value every time. Just for dexterity's sake, I'm going to say var result 3 equals that. And then I'm going to say result 3. I'm just going to add that onto the list here. Save that. Wait for the build. Okay, I took a quick break to blow my nose and research a bit, and so they're saying that the hierarchy is not to be trusted, so get child at index really doesn't do what we'd hope. So what we can do is get a list of them and then compare the names. So I'm thinking a little bit of maybe var results equals menu dot level select items parent dot get components in children. Man, it bothers me a lot because oh yeah, it's like the hierarchy index versus the order in which you added them. Still doesn't make any sense to me, but we're gonna just say level select menu item. Right, so this will give us a list of them. And then what we can do is we just say dot select. Oh, doesn't like dot. And then we're gonna just say title text dot text, and then dot to array. And then using system dot link. Oh man, I've really done it. All right, so now results is an array, just like our other array. Let me just see what that looks like in the assertion. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't think I can keep doing this. Expected L. Ah, good. L, exactly what I wanted. Yeah. I know what I'll do. I'll just do 0. These should now be distinct. It should not care. 1, 2. They should at least behave slightly differently here. It's kind of nice that if you have a syntax error, it doesn't recompile, so you don't have to wait to fix it. It's the same sort of problem. They all equal each other. Okay, so if this doesn't work, we should test it and see what actually happens in the editor. Because if the code works, okay, so this gave us level 3, level 3, level 3. And we just got back those 3 results. Let's try this. Okay, let's try that out. So somehow all three of those title texts were the same thing. And they got set as an array on menu.levels on enable level and levels. Ah, ha ha ha. The unit test caught the bug. Oh my gosh, can't believe I've been looking for that forever. Oh no, I guess it is the parent. Never mind. We're right. And that parent is obviously the parent that was set up by the test, right? So this parent, this game object.transform, that's the one that has the children. Yeah, wild. Okay, so yeah, we're basically instantiating that. It's saying my parent is this transform, and we do that 3 times, and levels the same every time. So let's head on over to real land and see what that means for us. So I've been starting to make this here, but we can kind of just put these on here, right? Level select menu. We're gonna need to create a new prefab and some levels. Ooh, I don't have any levels. So we're just gonna say the level select parent. We got this viewport thing, content. This thing has this thing inside of it. Yeah, okay, so that guy is what we want. I'm gonna drop that one in there. We need to make some levels. So we're gonna go into our scriptable objects folder. These level settings. Is this what we kind of want? Oh, these are, yeah, those are just kind of display settings. We're just gonna do ooh. We also need to set up the creation of the level. So right now, we're gonna create a folder. If I can find folder, geez. And we're gonna say levels with a lowercase s. And our level does need to settings. We don't want one of these things, but on our scriptable object level, color level, new level. Order 52 is good. And we're going to create a level, and we're just going to call it level 1. We're going to do level 2. And we'll just reproduce our test and just see if the unit testing framework behaves differently. Because a lot of this is new. I've never done this before. Level 2. Level 3. We're going to head back over here. We're going to lock this guy. We're going to drag these in here. Bam. And then finally, we want to make this into a prefab. And we're going to do this for level select. Yeah, maybe why not? We'll just reuse that. All right, level button. That level button gets created there. We're going to go with that. And we're going to run it. See what happens. On enable. And nothing. Great. Level select. So they have names in those. level button. The level button does not have our level menu item. And the level menu item needs a Text Mesh Pro. Yep. And that looks fine for now. Okay, so that should be a lot better. Hey, level 1. Are they just on top of each other? No, they're just too far to see. Why? Zero. Okay. That's interesting. Why are you guys all the way over there? Anyway, we can look at it in the inspector and see level 1, level 2, and level 3. So it's definitely a little bit bothersome, just a bit, because that means that it didn't get created each time. Yeah, so maybe the unit testing framework may not be as robust as I had hoped. But this was an interesting experiment with the editor. I of course did not go back to the editor. Let's see. Yeah, bam. Hey, and it's blocked out in the editor mode. That's cool. So I guess back to this right here. We're gonna jump in there. And we're gonna ponder this a little bit. Okay, so we know it works in-game. So either our tests are wrong, or more likely our testing framework. Actually, I should say more likely. It's probably not right. So we've got this, and yeah, it's gonna really bother me. Set the levels just like that. Menu prefab just like that. Object transform. Call on enable. We know that that just loops over everything in order. I wonder if this prints out console logs. Be like system.console.log.write line. Terrible. Level name. Piling a bit of that stuff. Bam. Yeah, it did not show it. Okay, so now we gotta go and bring out the big guns. And I think what we want is to just like full on debug. Which again, in the workflow, I don't know how I feel about it. Enable debugging for this session. We're not going to need that script editor right now. We are going to run the unit tests. Can we do this? Can we debug the tests? Oh God. We can't debug the tests. It might be very sad. But even better, we just, oh yeah, I guess we wouldn't be able to debug the tests. Is that right? I need to do some soul searching. This looks like it's not going to work. All right, let's just stop that. Let's come back in here. Reloading script assemblies. We might be in a loop of death. Oh, look here. Can we debug the tests? I am not sure we can. Maybe not. Okay, Unity editor. Bam. We're connected, right? We're gonna run all. Hey, oh, did it work? Mouse up. I don't know. I think we're stuck. I think it's going to be hanging here until... Oh, it's stuck on something. Hey, we can debug the tests. Yes. All right. Bam. Okay, we got... Oh, it does not like us looking at those scriptable objects. A lot of red. Level 1, level 2, level 3. They are asserted. We got our menu prefab. It's beautiful. We got our parent. We love our parents. We're going to go in here. Level 1. We have gone through. Ooh, interesting. Scopes. Error while processing scopes. I don't know what that is. All right, so level 2. We're going to like just say set the level on the get component of the menu item. It's a new game object. It's a clone. And we're going to go into that. And we're just going to say, hey, what was the level name that you came in with? We are level 2. We are setting ourselves to level 2. And that may not have been a deep clone there. So maybe establishing a prefab. We did level 3. It went all the way through as well. Menu. Can I see the children of the transform? Huh? Yeah, open up that transform. Child count is 0. But this one, we have a transform. We have an enumerator, 0, 1, and 2. And oh my gosh, like figuring out what's inside of this thing is going to be a nightmare. Because you'd have to get the object. We know that the object clone. It'd be kind of interesting to name the clones. And then that way we would know which one in the enumerator are we dealing with. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we came through that. We said great. And then bam. So now we have... Why? Is it just getting each one? I don't know. I think the tests are wrong, and this test can't be written properly unless we verify that these are added correctly. I don't want to mock it, but it's behaving differently than the editor. Maybe that's a challenge for another time. Let's see, to array. We'll continue this adventure later because it's getting late and this video is getting kind of long, especially with all the stopping and starting. Huh. On enable. Yeah, I mean, we literally just went in there, did all 3. Get components and children is behaving strange. Not text. It's not going to reevaluate it. All 3 of them. Well, we don't like that. We're just going to stop. Because we can let the debugger go the rest of the way. Okay, so level 3. Okay, I do have an idea. Why don't we take a look at the prefab value? Title that text. TMP GUI. Okay, the add component. because we're getting that component out of it and we're setting it to the title text. And I suspect that this is not getting created each time in the instantiate. So it should be like an entirely separate thing. Then we're gonna get crazy anyway because well, I'm not gonna pull this, but if it became a pulled object, that would also be painful. All right, so get components in children gave us the exact same thing, which has got a list of those three guys. But result 1, 2, and 3 gave us that same bit. Okay, what about a for loop? For each bar key in menu level parent transform, right? And then we're just gonna say okay, so it was saying level 3 each time, right? And so I can just say e dot get component level select menu item dot title text dot text. Let's try that. Doesn't like that because we need a game object. Nope. Oh, because we don't know what you are. Okay. That'll be an interesting experiment as well. Yeah, every single one came back as level 3. And that just happened to be the last one to get set. Expected, level 3. Oh, hey, this is what we were trying to do in the first place. Okay. The only other thing I can think of is like what we might do differently here. So instantiating the prefab apparently just gave us and theoretically it is a new level select menu item. So we might need an integration test. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's the right answer. We're gonna write an integration test for this, and then we can go on to our merry way. Which is quite sad. So we're gonna write some notes. Actually, we could probably do this right now. No, I'll save it for another video. Okay, so we just want to make sure that our length is 3. We got that in there. We know that everything else is just not going to come out right. We're just going to check the child count. And then, oh gosh. Run all. Yeah, that passes. Of course it does. We've known that that has passed for a while. So let's see. We create each of the scriptable objects. We give them names, and then they come in and work. Okay. We're going to save all that. And then in our play mode test, we can actually do all the things that we did before. Oh gosh. So I want this code and I just don't want to rewrite it all. Copy, and then we're going to go back to what we had, and we're good. Alrighty, so we're going to go Do this. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna undo that, do that, and we're gonna go over to our play mode tests. Play mode tests. And we are going to go out here. And yeah, we don't need to call it a test fixture or anything. So we're going to kill that. We're going to turn this into a unity test. We're going to call it an enumerator. And we are going to, why don't you like that? Oh, because we're not yield returning anything. Ooh, we need that stuff. Result 1, result 2, result 3, result 1, result 2, result 3. So this will be an integration test to prove that that stuff works. We're going to replace on enable with yield return wait for fixed update for new fixed update. And then that theoretically might give it. Okay, so TM Pro. Okay, so we got to tell our play integration tests the right thing. Play mode tests. We are going to add Mesh Pro to our DLL. We're going to apply that. And we're going to head on over here. Oops. Did that not? We're not coaching with that. What's going on? Namespace could not be found. And of course, you're not going to know. So we're going to do Control Enter to take us to the code. And then we're going to do Control Dot using TM Pro. Bam. Should now have a couple of tests. We're going to go to play mode. Have our new test. Exception, null, reference, null sets of instance of objects. Open line error. Use Unity engine dot log assert spec. That's weird. Doesn't actually show me the real line that failed. Let's go back in here. We're gonna move this to its own file. And we're gonna let this build. Yeah. It's just saying that it has a null reference exception in a spot that I don't know that it could. Open line error. All right, Control Enter. Let's breakpoint and debug that. This has turned into an adventure. If you're still watching this, I really appreciate you. Oof. All the waiting. The sad waiting. Yes, move forward. Here we are. All right, so we got null. Damn. Okay, so that got created, that got created. Good, and all of these. Yield wait for fixed frame. Of course, putting a breakpoint on that would not work well. I have no idea where I am. I'm gonna go here. And it blew up. Okay, so what was our trick for our last one of these that we did? We're just gonna do that again. Maybe extract that later. This will give us a full frame. Try that as a path forward. Oh, of course, I guess it could just be inside on enable. All right, we'll try the debug again. And this time, I think we should do on enable. Right, of the menu select item. And then we'll select menu. Where is our menu? There it is. All right. So we're gonna just double click on that guy. It's gonna cause us to pause here. Almost right away. Here we are. So all that's apparently, oh, interesting, ran. I'd like to step out. Shift F11. Still running. Don't know what it's doing though. All right, let's try that one more time. Don't be so hasty anymore. Oh, brilliant. On enable happens so much faster. It does not have it. Maybe the test is fundamentally flawed. Okay, so that was pretty cool. That gave us some interesting game object, add component. It didn't even have time to create everything. How do you even deal with that? Yeah. I can even extract that. Oh, move this up here. Oops. Okay, so just that all together. I'm gonna set all of the values and then wait for the end of the frame, but it is just so happy to be moving forward with on enable way before we might expect it to. I don't know how to pre-populate that. That is an interesting problem. Okay, let's just see if we outrun it this time. This feels like a race condition though. Okay, I finally figured out how to close out this video, so we're gonna do it right now. I think the right way to go is to disable the game object before adding the component. And that way we won't have the problem of the on enable running too early. And that should finish this up here. So I'm just gonna throw this in here. So we extracted that as a variable. And basically what we want is to have it disabled before. So menu.setActive false. Oops. And then we're gonna do true. And we're gonna wait for a frame and then we should be good. Oh, these down here need to be fixed as well. And whoa, there we go. And yeah, so that looks pretty good. We're rebuilding again. Here we are, running all unit tests, going over to play mode tests, run all play mode tests. Oh, brutal, failed. Expected 1, but was 3 strings that differ at index 6. So, yeah, this is backwards. 0, 1, 2. We had that backwards because of the unit test from before. Run all. One more time. Oh no. The iterator moved next. It was the same again. Now I have messed myself up here. Parent, get child, 0. Index 1, 2, 3, level 1, 2, 3, in levels, setting levels, setting it active, that fires the thing. We have 3 children, and the title text is in that prefab. It's that particular one. So instantiate does not seem to be setting that. We need to maybe wait for something in between. result 1, result 2, result 3. Let's just see if they're all the same again, because that would be wild, wouldn't it? So here we go. Oh, they're all the same again. It's the same thing as the unit test. Why? Create instance of each level. We know they're all different. They come in an inactive game object. We add that. We add all of these things with the parent, the prefab. We instantiate the prefab. We get the component. We set it. This component should be a separate item. But it's happening for every single one. How is that possible? What am I missing? Okay, I think we're there finally. So I realized that the deep copy was happening. And so instantiate does, for something created at runtime, will do a shallow copy. So the way we can illustrate this is by seeing level 1, level, so we have everything here, but then it comes out new game object, and that's because it copied references to the original game object. And so you can kind of see the mono behavior prints in here and what the heck is going on, right? So so we don't need this anymore, and we can so basically it was printing the level name and then the naming it after the level.name all the way down to level menu select item, which is the thing that was being copied, and that's what was failing because it was a shallow copy referencing it. So what we can do is we can use the asset database to get the prefab we want to instantiate, and in an integration test, this will make the Unity logic work properly, the Unity playtest logic work properly. So game object prefab equals asset database, and then import Unity editor dot load asset at path game object, and then we're gonna just figure out what path that is. And so I think it was assets slash underscore game assets slash prefab slash UI, maybe prefabs UI level select slash level select slash, and we're gonna try and find out where that prefab is. Prefabs UI level button and level select button. Which one was it? It's gonna be a level select menu item with the GUI here. So level select menu item is there. So it's level button, all one word. So level button load asset at path. So this prefab now can eliminate this code and this code and this, and level 1. What? Oh, oops. All right, delete all that. Put that there. And I would wager that we can delete everything else that we had here. Test runner. Let's run that guy. And objects you want to instantiate was null. Okay, we got to figure out that. All right, so I didn't get the path right, so we're going to go to the prefab. The level button, copy path, go back. I'm going to paste this guy in, save it, go back again. Run. Run this test again. Level 1, 2, and 3. So now we can actually undo all this garbage here. We don't need that anymore. Turn it over here again. Ha! Finally. Okay, so like, subscribe, comment. Thanks for watching me struggle for hours for no reason. Just gonna kill all these print statements because we don't need them anymore, and I'm just gonna be so happy that we're not doing this anymore. So learned a lot today. Prefabs do a deep copy of components, and new game object instantiate does not do a deep copy. So that was a very interesting finding from the unit tests. Have a good one. That script editor, pretty cool, pretty neat. I don't know. Yeah, so this thing, pretty cool. Very fast editor for making tiny tweaks. Can easily go to the other one, so maybe check it out. Script Inspector 3. I'll see y'all later.